I guess you will send us Netherlands.
Can I send you some Dutch music?
Of course. Welcome.
What kind of music do you like?
Netherlands.
A morning run through sports streets in Pyongyang. Yeah, not exactly what I had planned for 2025. But here I am, wrapping up my last day in North Korea with one final jog. Because why not? Did I expect it to turn into the weirdest day of the trip? Of course not. But in North Korea, weird is pretty standard. One thing that really stood out, reunification. During my last visit in North Korea in 2018, it felt like the national dream. A unified Korea with the South and North becoming one again. But in 2025, it's like that dream vanished, like it was never even there. That and a lot more in this video.
Alright guys, that was the morning run. It was nice. And we ran, I think about 5 to 6 kilometers. Alright, time for breakfast. Last day. Oh, that's really cool. That's a yellow license plate, which means, I believe, that it is privately owned, the car. And this one says Wei, so Weigogin, foreigner. So I believe this car is privately owned by a foreigner. Could be Chinese, could be Russian, who knows.
Alright, first up, the Victoria's Fatherland Liberation War Museum, where a lot of the info is, let's say, questionable.
During the Korean War, the US imperialists brought in the Korean front 2 million enemy troops and even forces from 15 foreign countries, including UK, French, Turkey, Australia, Netherlands, and so on. But they suffered huge loss and it was 2.3 times more than those 4-year Pacific War.
One thing I've never understood is why they barely mention China's involvement in the Korean War, if at all. I do wonder what China thinks about that.
So this is the US fighter, which is shot down while dropping drone bombs, including insects, flies, spiders, and so on. And they were all infected by bacteria such as pest, cholera, typhoid, and so on. And that is the US fighter, which was shot down by our female anti-aircraft team. So it was shot down by our women.
Did the military have many female soldiers during the Korean War?
Yeah, our women even drove the tanks.
Oh, really?
And planes.
I don't think America had many female pilots back then.
This ship was built in 1944 and used as a transport ship for US Army, and in 1966 it was modified as an armed spy ship. It was captured by our Navy. And this is the written apology sent by US government to our government.
After how many days did they apologize?
After 11 months.
11 months?
Yes, we captured it in January, but in December they apologized.
Took them a very long time.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to film inside, but they had detailed maps of South Korea on display. So I pointed out where I live in Seoul and where my wife is from to the guides. But North Korea's take on the Korean War? Yeah, the day was about to get a whole lot stranger.
Zou zeggen, iets doen, dan maakt ze geluid. Net zoals bij taekwondo en andere martial arts. Oh, weet je ook?
Welcome to the Pyongyang International Football Academy, where North Korea's youth train to become the next generation of DPRK national football players. North Korea still plays international tournaments and it runs its own local leagues. And this is where the elite kids develop their skills. The academy opened in 2013 and for our visit, a training session was prepared for us to watch. But the weirdest part, they led us into a classroom. Suddenly, a bunch of foreigners were just standing at the back while none of the kids even glanced over their shoulders, even with a dozen cameras pointed at them. Bit strange, to say the least.
지금 우리 학생정모들과 같은 어린 소녀가 지금 시진어머 옆에서 지금 시선 들고 있죠? 정보를 했을까요? 못했을까요? 못했습니다. 네.
Have you played football? Yeah, really. Yeah? What is your favorite team?
Real Madrid. Barcelona.
Best Dutch team is Ajax.
Ajax.
Ajax. The Netherlands bottom is Ajax. Do you know Johan Cruijff?
Johan Cruijff. Yeah, I know.
Can anyone join the academy?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. Have a selection all around the country.
Yeah.
So there's a first selection where the kids who got through that test, they come to the capital, and we have another test. After that test, we have a third test, which is the final round here in our school. The coaches come and select the outstanding students.
So these kids are from all over the country.
Yeah.
And
not just around the capital.
and if they're very bad, then you kick them out.
They are, yeah, they send out.
How many do make it to the national team?
5 to 6 women, 5 women, 5
Yeah.
boys. Yeah.
You've been a football player. I give up. If you use your back, you're cheating. Are you okay? Good job.
It was nice bonding with the guides over a game of football, but playing football makes me hungry. And you won't believe what was on the lunch menu. Kimchi pizza. Yes, actual kimchi on a pizza. I loved it so much, I ordered the second one. The only one struggling? The Italians, of course. They took it hard.
He's like in Italy. Look at this fucking Dutchman eating kimchi pizza.
So, are you enjoying?
Really, really good.
Better than Italy?
10 out of 10, I told him.
Yeah?
This is my second.
The second?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, enjoy.
You should make this in Italy.
My heart is bleeding.
Next up, the Grand People's Study House. Built in just 1 year and 9 months, it opened in April 1982 for Kim Il-sung's 70th birthday.
The total floor space is about 100,000 square meters and has stacks with storing capacity of 30 million books.
Are book rentals for free or do people have to pay?
Of course, for free.
Oh, of course for free, okay. Yeah. Do you have a favorite book?
Of course.
Would you like to share it with us or you?
Since my last visit in 2018, nothing has really changed. Just like last time, they showed us a few foreign books from the collection. Only in North Korea would that be considered a highlight. They had Harry Potter again, and inside the book, an old school rental slip showing who borrowed it.
I think you can see who rented it inside. Yeah, here.
Total childhood nostalgia. I swear it might have been the exact same copy.
혹시 네덜란드 책도 있습니까? 하나 보여줄 수 있습니까? 네.
They also handed me some books published by Elsevier, a Dutch academic publisher. Then we walked into the music room and I casually asked if they had any Dutch music.
Can we listen to our country's music today?
Yes, of course.
Can we try it? Nederlanden. 있으면 좋을 것 같아요.
I guess.
Do they have it? Maybe?
Okay.
I'm sorry to say this. There is no music. So I
No,
guess
no.
you will send us Netherlands.
Can I send you some Dutch
Okay,
music?
Of course. Welcome.
What kind of music do you like?
Netherlands.
Like folk music? Traditional music?
Folk music.
Okay.
Folk song.
I will give, next time Korea Tours comes here, I will give them my music.
I think we gifted Beatles before, so
All
there
right.
should be a way.
Yeah?
Not an easy way, but there should be a way.
Do you have like favorite music?
My favorite music is Adidas.
So I just looked around a little disappointed until I suddenly heard a familiar sound. Out of nowhere, Dutch music did start playing. No one said anything.
André Hazes, Mark Borsato, André Hazes, Bonnie Sinclair. I don't have to send anything anymore.
No explanation, just a cassette recorder playing Bangerhart by Rob de Nijs. The weirdest part? He literally passed away in March 2025, right before this trip. He did probably turn in his grave if he knew his song made it into Pyongyang's Grand Study House. A happy little what the fuck moment.
Yeah, guys, is where the Workers' Party was founded.
Shortly after, I was told not to film this colonial-era building, but to make a bridge. Instead, Kim Jong-un officially designated South Korea as a hostile state during a Central Committee meeting of the Workers' Party. He even ordered the removal of words like unification from the constitution. I had already picked up on the shift from day one, but in the metro it became even more obvious. Jong-il station, literally unification station, was taped off and renamed the Moranbong station. You have to wonder, do ordinary North Koreans really just erase the idea of reunification from their minds? Or do they still carry that hope somewhere deep down?
And another thing that's different from last time is that we couldn't share, we took the metro, but we couldn't share it with the North Koreans inside. So they emptied 2 wagons or 2 cars, especially for us. And every time we past another station. Exactly that part was empty. The people were not allowed on that part, but it could be for practical reasons because we're with a big group now.
Emptying a whole train car just for us foreigners is exactly what the North Koreans shouldn't do. Especially if they don't want every influencer going home talking about the Truman Show effect. It just looks ridiculous. To me, it showed how tightly everything is coordinated. The empty car was clearly planned, but even the workers were instructed to keep our section of the platform clear. Sometimes it feels like they completely misunderstand what we're actually looking for, to ride with the locals, not be separated from them. One more thing I noticed, there was a touchscreen newspaper in the station, and on the way out I spotted someone walking a pet dog, the second one I saw on this whole trip.
어릴 때도 많이 해봤습니까?
어릴 때?
네, 어릴 때. 네. 아직도 잘 할 수 있습니까?
아직도.
조금.
I forget the dancing.
잊었어요? 잊었습니까?
잊었습니다.
네, 잊었습니다. 저도 네덜란드 사람인데 춤을 잘 못 춰요.
지금은 큰 사람들 어른들이 추는 춤 출 수 있습니다.
배웠던 조선말 사투리 너무
안 써서
다릅니다.
잊었습니까?
네. 그래서 좀 어려워 듣기.
Sometimes you just wish you could exchange Instagrams or other social media to stay in touch after these interactions. But that's not possible. It's a haunting reality we foreigners hide behind friendly smiles. Sometimes you just want to explain everything to them, but at what risk? Our final stop on the trip is a special one, the Daejeong department store. Half of our group wasn't allowed to take any photos or videos. We were luckier, unlike my last visit to a department store in 2018, when they were extremely strict. Back then, no filming, not even photos was allowed. They also used to ban us from keeping North Korean currency, even though we could exchange it inside the store.
네, 안녕하십니까? 예, 감사합니다. 네.
This time, nothing was said, so we all quietly held on to some bills as souvenirs. I used the opportunity to get a better sense of what North Koreans eat and drink, and brought back some snacks myself.
So this is pretty cool, guy. We're now in a department store, and last time we were not allowed to film anything inside or take photos, and we had to bring or give back the North Korean currency that we just exchanged for dollars. Now we're allowed to film and take photographs inside, so you can see all the local products that the North Koreans can buy. I actually want to buy stuff, but my suitcase is already super full, so gotta be smart about what I want to buy. Just gonna show you around. Check it out. It's really fun. So they have 건강 맥주, 명성 맥주. 혹시 제일 맛있는 소주?
맛있는 소주.
네네네. 추천해 주세요.
평양소주가 맞습니다. 네, 평양주.
평양주. 아, 오케이. 평양 소주.
이게 제일 좋습니다.
네네, 감사합니다. Just everything you see here, I have seen nothing of that in any of the tourist shops. No way I can bring this in my suitcase, and I'm not even sure if they will allow me to bring it into South Korea, but we'll see. $1 is 8,900 North Korean won, and I exchanged $10,000 of $10, and that should be enough to do some proper shopping. 혹시 여기 선크림?
네, 크림.
네, 있습니까? 선크림.
이것도 선크림입니다.
네. 이거 조금 건조?
네. 여기 도착했습니다. 피부로 제가.
아, 피부?
네.
손도 괜찮습니까? 네. 아, 그럼 이거 하나, 조금.
11만.
아, 11만?
네.
This would be the kind of stuff they would eat in Noord-Korea, in South Korea. Twiggy, Gwangsaew mat, shrimp taste.
이거 3개 다.
3개 다? 아,
하나.
2개?
2개.
네, 2개. 혹시 여기 큰 봉투 있습니까?
큰 건 없습니다. 중간.
아, 중간?
예.
얼마입니까?
예. 네.
오케이. 잠시만요. 죄송합니다. 네, 감사합니다. 네. 잡아주세요. 네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
아, 저 소만 너무 어렵습니다.
예, 영어 버전. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. 아, 괜찮아요. 안녕히 계십시오. 네.
We all know what kind of brutal dictatorship North Korea is. And let Pyongyang not give you any illusions about that. But at the same time, let's not dehumanize the people of North Korea, whether they're from Pyongyang or anywhere else. Living in South Korea and being married to a South Korean, I've come to see the North differently than I might have as just another Western traveler. Yes, I see people who've been indoctrinated, raised under a rigid, extreme ideology. But beyond that, I still see Koreans. People with families, jobs, daily struggles, just like in the South. If you've watched any of my previous 4 videos from this trip, you probably understand what I mean. With this final video, now that I've sparked some curiosity, I hope to encourage you to go a step further. Listen to the stories of North Korean defectors. And if you feel moved, consider donating to an organization that supports them, one you can connect with. There are many doing great work, and I'll be doing my part behind the scenes as well. I hope you enjoyed this series. Be sure to check out the other episodes. I'll also be doing a review of all the souvenirs I picked up. And soon, I'll take you on a journey along the China-North Korea border. Stay tuned, and as always, houdoe.